Hey, good morning, and welcome back to Newvember, the stream of the game that never was. My name is Scott, and I'm here writing new songs every day, theoretically, for the entire month of November. I've actually only missed one day this year, which is very interesting to me because I was not able to do this last year. So despite my cries of being busier than ever and more in demand than ever, I seem to be doing okay so far. Knock on wood. Where's some wood? My desk is technically wood. It's a particle board, but it was wood once. Hey, if this is your first time joining for a Newvember stream, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And you can fill out a Connect and Prayer card in the foyer after the service. Sorry, that's something that I have to do for work a lot. Listen, I don't have a whole lot of time today. I need to leave for work. I don't know, before the afternoon, basically. I have an evening full of work. I have to go pick some stuff up and I have to go take it. So that's why I'm streaming so early today, as opposed to doing it in the evening, as I am more inclined to do, as that more lines up with my phenotype. Phenotype? I don't think that's the word. What's the type of... Chronotype. What's phenotype? Set of observable characteristics of an organism resulting from the expression of its genes. Yeah, no, that's not it. I meant chronotype. It's more in line with my chronotype, which is I'm much more of a nighttime worker person. So I'm a bit groggy today. I'm a bit sleepy. So we're not going to try and do anything high energy today. We're going to try and do something a little more low key and hopefully something that we can get done quick. I really liked yesterday's track, which was the party management track, in which I ended up only using 3 instrument tracks: drums, a pad, and a bass guitar thing. Not really bass guitar, it's just a synthesized bass. I really liked the vibe that gave me, and using the sort of old sounding drums with the Korg M1 for both of the instruments ended up making something that I thought was really cohesive and really interesting. So I might do that again today, or I might do something completely different. It depends on what mood strikes me this morning at 11:25 a.m. This is my 3rd cup of coffee. That's where I'm at today. I usually only drink 2 cups of coffee. This is number 3 because I am very sleepy. Okay. Let's take a look at the list and we will see what's available today. Lots is still available. We got random encounter. I don't want to do the random encounters yet. I want to devote a longer period of time to doing those. Music for when you get on a train, that might be fun. Or other form of transport, like, you know, sort of calm Animal Crossing type thing with some nice piano, maybe. That's speaking to me. I'm putting a pin in that for now. That's speaking to me for now. Death music, game over, grassy biome, beach level, gambling level, flying music, nighttime. I think I'll leave like the nighttime stuff to Taylor because he's much better at doing like sinister sounding tracks, in my opinion. So I'm gonna leave those to him for now, at least. Swamp level, forest level, castle level, cave level, tiny level. Tiny level would be fun, but I think that needs a bit more like so like oompa that I'm not prepared to do right now. Underwater might be fun as well. I'm feeling train music. Today. Or like transport. I don't know. In this imaginary fantasy world, RPG, whatever this is, not sure yet. There's a cat monarch, the meownarch. There is a ghost house that turns into a ghost house. There's an underground city. You have a party or character select menu of some kind, and you have to save your game. So in this dreamland, in this fantasy world, do they have trains? Is the question. The answer should always be yes. Trains are fantastic. But I don't know. Let's I like the idea. Let's start with trains in mind. And if we end up changing our mind later, form public transport music. If we end up changing our mind, if we end up changing our mind later, we can do that. So I'm thinking like super chill piano, definitely like a piano melodic line with a nice underlying rhythm, not too like up front with that, sort of in the background, like, you know, when you're sitting on a train and you feel the it's not up front, it becomes part of the background noise, right? So that could be fun to experiment with that. Sort of like the rhythm is in the background, it exists, but it's not really necessarily being adhered to as closely as one might think. So it's thinking a very like jazz adjacent thing, just something very smooth, very chill, very like falling asleep on the bus or falling asleep on the train. So just for fun, because I'm curious, I'm going to Google how fast a passenger train goes. Okay. In Canada, let's see. A typical diesel electric freight engine has maximum speed of 60 or 65 miles per hour, regardless of what the track speed limit is. Most passenger engines, like an F40 PH2, are geared for higher speeds like 103 or 110 miles per hour. Works for me. Let's go 103. The speed in miles per hour, beats per minute. Passenger train. Boom. That's how we come up with ideas, folks. By the way, God bless all the people online who just love trains. They are worth so much to this world. Okay. Let's do what we did yesterday. Let's start with a sample, and we can probably find a nice sample in the actual beats per minute that we got. What do we got? Okay, nothing directly on there, but you know. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I quite like that. I think 2 loops of this, then 2 loops of the other one. Probably good for the basis of our track. And let's see here. We do have to scoot it over just a tiny bit. Just want to make sure that these transients line up so that I'm not cutting them off too early. Yeah, so that started doing something weird there. So let's just Get the tiniest little bit. It's okay if the drums are a little behind, because then it'll feel like the other instruments are more what's actually driving the rhythm rather than the drums. Yep. And then we'll get the second one going. Same sort of thing. We'll just make it line up just before. I'm really gonna line this up so that it'll sound like it is actually the same rhythm, just that we added more stuff to it. I could just add more stuff to it, but this is easier. Okay, so then that's a nice loop. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Nice. I like that one too. I'm going to want to remember this for later. Wait. I can do that? Sorry, I just noticed something. If I right-click this sample in Reaper, I can go insert into sample player on a new track. You're kidding. That's funny. That's really funny. I didn't know I could do that. I genuinely did not know I could do that. Okay, cool. That's a feature of Reaper I didn't know existed. What happens if I put a looping sample in there? Sorry, I just need to figure this out. This is brand new information for me. I genuinely don't know how long that's been a feature. Okay, this is a looping one, obviously. Insert into sample player on a new track. Does it loop? It does not loop. It doesn't look like. No, it doesn't loop. That's too bad. That would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Unless we got the loop segment. No. Darn. Okay. That would be awesome if that was if that could be a thing. Okay, yeah. Reaper developers, this is a call out post. Please let me import loop points from my samples into the sample player. Unless you don't care. Most people are just using a regular their own sample players anyway. So I understand if you don't want to do that. Okay, we got this. We'll have a loop point, and then we'll have a little ending bit that doesn't go on too long. And actually what I'm going to do there even is, because that sort of second part of that clip has the bongos come in, it feels a little more energetic than I want it to. So I'm gonna glue it together with just the, yeah. Cool. I quite like that. I don't know if there's much that I have to do to that sample to make it fit. I keep forgetting which reverb to put on. Put a nice little a short verb on this, which is the shortest. It's the studio one. And then the mix to mono trick that we learned the other day. I'm actually going to cut some of the lows out of there too. Because it doesn't necessarily need. It's a nice gentle slope. This is just background noise, right? This is not the focus of the... And that way, we can push the reverb a bit more. Yeah, the studio is the best one for this. Yeah, that's a nice blend. So this will be our region, our loop region. Now I got to figure out what to do with this. So I know I want... This kind of has a bass sound to it already. The doom, 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 doom. So I don't think I need to reinforce that too much. I'm actually just going to make it a bit louder because I've noticed that before mastering, things are very quiet on the stream. So let's just break out the amp one and see what strikes us today. Definitely not that, but you know. Program. Some woodwinds. What note is that? Play around a little bit. Oh, that's fun. That's kind of like the... That's like the jingle on BC Ferries. That might actually be the jingle on the BC Ferries. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Listen to this. I found the BC Ferries jingle sound. It's so cute. I kind of like that. I don't necessarily know how it fits in this, but I think it's just like a little extra thing. Just before the loop re-begins again. Yeah. And we can really we can make that a lot gentler. Like a little thing. Yeah. That's really cute. I like it. Let's keep it. Just a little bit of a traveling thing. Okay. What else we got on this little M1? No, I do not want all these effects. Let's go back into the synth pads and let's just choose one at random. This one. I think that works. Yeah. Maybe not this sound, but... We want dark and soft. Dark and soft. Actually, let's keep that melodic information for when we get the piano coming in. Hi, sweetheart. We're making train music. That's kind of nice. That's too much. I think that might be our winner. Let's really... Where is she? Where is that reverb? Let's Blade Runner it up a little bit. Oh, shoot. Did I lose it? I lost it. Uh-oh. Which one was it? Warm and Fuzzy. That was the one. I remember. Yeah, let's really Blade Runner it. And what can we do to make it a little... Congratulations! Wow, you're 45% of the way to making me sing another stupid song. Okay. I think this is what we want. We're gonna find out. Oh, filibustering. Thank you for the follow. Okay. We're going to loop that. So we're going to cut those notes out of there. And we're going to quantize this bad boy to the 4s. Oh, thanks. Thanks for coming to hang out. Appreciate it. Yes, we want those on the 4s. Mount and mount. Oh, I want these to go to the node ends as well. Hold on. Position and node end. There we go. And then we'll just drag those to the end. And then we're going to take this segment here and we're going to loop that. So that'll be our main loop. I think this is sounding a bit too warm at the moment. I think the low pass filter is not doing any favors. Also gonna get these notes a little less intensely played. Let's drop those down to maybe like 50, 51. Same thing with you guys. And then that way I can fix these. So hopefully that'll be a little less intense sounding. Excuse me. I thought I copied and pasted you. Copy. That's better. There we go. Okay. A little bit of a volume thing there. There we go. So that gives it more of a more movement coming in. I might do an automated filter on this as well. Let's just see what that'll sound like. Because the automated filter is a really good way to cheat some movement. And band. Yeah, I think I am going to do that actually. It's a bit of a hack, but you know, if it works, it works. We'll tempo sync because we need to have it do that. So maybe 16 quarter notes. How long is that? Thank you for subscribing. You've just paid for this cup of coffee that I'm drinking. Muchas gracias. Okay, the filter's a little too strong. I'm going to dial the strength down a little bit. I think this is too staccato. I think we need to stretch all these notes out a little bit. Those also need to be sort of in a space that is not this space. Yeah, I like that. That's very reminiscent of like the Ocarina of Time forest temple to me. There's sort of like every once in a while there will be something happening that's just sounds like in the distant, like music playing. So we got our loop point there. There we go. Dialing it in, some nice chill train stuff. Let's get that piano that I've been talking about. And again, we turn to the M1 because the M1 was very, very well known in this time period for having a piano sound that people wanted to use. So let's use it. Not that one. Maybe. That's fun because that sounds like the Mario thing, but I'm not really sure what I want from this, if I'm being totally honest. Okay, that's fun because that sounds like, again, transit. Maybe. Put a pin in that one. I love an electric piano, so maybe this one. Let's I'm gonna try with the soft electric piano first and just see what sort of comes naturally. Maybe. We'll try that same thing with this one. think I like the soft one better. Let's do the soft one. Kind of want to break it up a little bit, I'm sure. I think I might just keep it simple. And that'll be the main loop. So we'll have a little bit of an introduction sort of thing. Something a little more interesting than that. Maybe like a ninth. I think we start with that. We open with that ninth, and then, yeah. Let me just move everything forward. Insert empty space. Thank you. Did that work? It looked like it worked. Yeah, it worked. Get the click going so I know what I'm doing. Commit to that. I think that's too much. Something like that. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if it needs anything there. I'm just going to do the loop part and then I'll figure out what I want to do later. Help if I knew what I was playing. So I screwed up on one of those, but that's fine. We can just the glory of digital is that we can just remove our mistakes. It is both the blessing and the curse. That should do it. And once again, we'll go in here and we will remove any semblance of humanity by making all of the notes the same velocity. And then I'm going to cut that. Oh, whoops. No, I'm going to cut there. And we're going to put it here. And we're going to slowly fade that out. Boom, boom. A little faster than the other one. Oh, what am I doing? I can just bit crush this to make it a little more, whatchamacallit sounding. Uno momento. Let's bit crush this. Just doing some piano stuff. What am I doing? I can just go in here, I'm pretty sure, and I can just change the ADSR. Yeah, I totally can. Now it's less like an electric piano. It's more like a flute. So maybe a happy medium between the two. kind of like this one. It's just out of the way enough, you know? Okay, so I gotta do this to that. Or just do a fade. Zoop. I think actually a little more of a pronounced I'm changing my mind a lot. I realize this. That's okay. That's life. I'm going to keep that piano sound that I had just for the bell noise, which was this soft EP. And I'm going to have the other one. Yeah. Riding along on the train. I'm actually going to do the thing that I did before, which was I'm going to chop this up a bit because those bongos, they kind of lead into the next part, and I don't necessarily want them to be there. Because I want it to maintain a sense of low-key, free-flowing thing. Like, if I want the bongos to come in, I want it to lead into the second loop, which is a little more upbeat. I'm going to change the bass notes here. Nah, it doesn't work. Different idea. Instead of doing the bass notes in that thing, let's add just one more track, just some nice light string type noise to complement it. Oh, that was a VST1. I don't want a VST1, but whatever. Okay, let's look for some dark and soft strings. Yikes. Dark and slow and soft. I think that's the one. Right, I forgot I need to double click. Always double click on the M1, folks. Yeah, just a little something. Get that in there. Nice little 56%. That should, theoretically, that should loop. I know there's going to be some overlap, and it's not going to be perfect. I'm trying to. I mean, let's be real. No one's actually going to use this in a game, but it's, I don't know. It's fun to try and figure these things out. That's nice. That takes out a lot of the. Now I have this nice mono thing going on. And we'll put this far to the left. Little less of that. Okay. Yeah, getting somewhere with this. Picturing it in my head. Okay, there's an interesting thing happening with this track. Because there's an attack time to the sound, it feels like it's behind. Do you see where that transient information is? Sorry, this is really interesting to me. So you can see that that note starts there, whereas the note for the bass actually starts a whole quite a bit earlier. So let's take this and let's scoot it over a tiny bit. That probably lines it up a bit better. A little quieter. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I'm going to commit to that. That's our getting on the train music. So we'll find our loudest point. Give it a nice little TB2. Give it some TB. That's cute, sweetheart. Little 2 decibels of compression. I'm gonna put a little bit of gain on it because it's Definitely quieter. It's quieter than the other tracks have been. Yeah. Okay, let's master this. And now I said, oh, Taylor's here. Where's Taylor? I see you. I see you, Taylor. Where are you, okay. I had said that this sounded like the forest temple music a little bit. So I'm going to literally just base it off of the Forest Temple. 98. As of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time. I was so used to, as a kid, calling it an ocarina because it was a word that I had read and not one that I had heard pronounced out loud. So then when I discovered that it was ocarina the entire time, I was so embarrassed. Where is that? Where's the Forest Temple music? Where is it? Where's my Forest Temple music? I'm looking on KH Insider right now. I can't find the Forest Temple. It's not the Lost Woods music. That's the... This soundtrack doesn't have it. How peculiar. I guess I'll just have to get it from the game. The rip of the game instead. The definitive edition soundtrack. That looks a little more like it has everything. Sorry, I know this is off screen, but whatever. Okay. We got Zora the Man, Temple of Time, Zora Time, Forest Temple. Yeah, that's it. Get it. Save that into the Zelda place. And now let's get this mastered. As usual, we're going to cheat and we're going to let Ozone do it. Back to my downloads, to the Zelda. Where is it? There it is. Forest Temple. And now, computer, I request that you give me the Forest Temple music. So that's just going to scan it for a bit. Good thing we're almost done. The coffee's done. And I'm not drinking a fourth cup of coffee. I would prefer to remain alive. I can always tell when I've had way too much caffeine because I don't get like jittery, but I do experience, how do I phrase this? Like a disconnect from my physical body. If that makes any sense? Like it starts to feel less like I am a living thing inside flesh and bone and more like I am a spirit of electricity inhabiting something. If I've had too much caffeine. It's a great feeling to have if, what's the word? If you're trying to get through the worst day of your life, like working at Starbucks, but not so great if you're not trying to fight for your life. I think I've had an appropriate amount of caffeine now. I'm trying to stop drinking caffeine after 12 o'clock. Simply because the half-life of caffeine is quite long. So the more I have caffeine after 12, wow, look at that EQ curve. What on God's green earth? Okay, let's... Whoo boy. What's happening here? What's happening here? So first things first, yeah. Ozone, 7.5, really? Really, Ozone? That's the target that you wanted to... That's the target? That's your target? 7.5? Get out of town. I love Ozone, but sometimes it's just so stupid. Very slow limiter, I think. We're going to see what that does. Oh, right. I need to put this before the bit crushing. Okay, problem. That crackling noise. It's too much. I'm going to cut it out of there. I'm going to figure out where it is first. It's mostly in like the 2K. Okay. It is annoying me a bit. But I don't think I can get rid of it. So instead, I'm just going to put a high shelf around 2. Just to cut it a little bit. Okay. Let's see how that sounds just on its own. Because this might be done. Click. Go by. It's still bugging me. This drum loop is still bugging me. Okay, it's a little better. Maybe I just turn it down a tiny bit. Okay. Here we go. Let's try again. Get on the train. Train's moving. The balance is a little wonky. I'm going to listen to this in mono, and we're going to try and rebalance a few things. Okay. One last time. I think we're good. Quick adjustment. Two quick adjustments. I'm just doing a thing where when you first introduce a motif or an idea in a track, sometimes it's beneficial to have it at full volume when it first comes in, and then when it starts repeating, you actually bring the volume down a little bit because the listener's already primed to be listening for that motif. So they're actually not going to notice as much if the volume dips a little bit because they're already, it's in their head their brain already hears it. So then even if they're not hearing it as loud, they're still hearing it as pronounced. And that actually leaves more room for other things to enter the mix a little bit. So let's see if that did anything. Yeah, interestingly enough, that worked really well. This is done. Public transport music needs a title. Something like obtuse sounding, like you would look at it and go, "What? That's train music? What on earth are you talking about?" Let's call it $2.95 all day. Transport music. I don't know. $2.95 all day. That's how much the train costs in this fantasy universe. That's the true, ideal utopia is that transit is only $2.95. No, free transit would be the best, but $2.95 all day is not bad. We're only hitting -1. I don't care. I'm probably going to have to rebalance every single track at the end of this just to get things to be sort of at the same volume level. And that's fine. That's part of the process. Taylor is still here. Taylor's not here anymore. Okay. Green that. $2.95 all day. Train music. Sick. It's 12:45. I might have time to do a jingle. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I do not have time to do a jingle. I'm going to say I need to get ready for work. That's what I'm saying. I need to get ready for work and do some stuff before I go to work. So that is all for today. We did a nice little chill train music to line up with my chronotype of not being fully awake before 12:30 p.m. So that's it. Thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow is Friday. I will probably have more time tomorrow to do things, depending on how things go today. Sometimes I'm able to film for announcement videos that I have to do every week. Most of the time I do them on Fridays because that is when we don't have a school renting the place. But sometimes I'm actually able to film on Thursday nights. And if I can do that, I will have tomorrow completely off from work other than editing the videos, which I can do at any point in time. So I can dedicate a lot more time to doing something. And maybe we could do like a big chunk that I've been talking about where we do like one track and then variations on that track, like the random encounter theme and then with bongos and et cetera, et cetera. So I might do that tomorrow, depending on how things go today. You might not see me at all tomorrow. It's entirely possible. I don't have a schedule. I'm not planning anything. I have no plans. I have no future. That's it. At some point, I will be back and I will be writing more music, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Saturday, whatever, who knows. But I will see you then. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm not going to do the bit. I'm tired. I'm very tired. Not doing the bit. Yes, I am. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.